This program deals with themes of an adult nature and is intended for a mature audience.
Hey, welcome to the Two Bobs. I'm Rob.
And I'm Robert. You're listening to episode 320 for Monday, August 24th, 2026.
This week on the Two Bobs, we're going to talk about, as always, the beer we're drinking. We're going to talk about free iPhones or not.
That's true. In crazy news, we're going to talk about a Feeky's fracas, a bomb scare, an Oreo delight, sex machine shutdown, and a hot tub incident.
Good stuff. Good shit. Good feces. Here we are. We're here. We made it again.
I hiccuped right after I finished reading the date.
Well, I'll be coughing. You know, Kelly and I. So we didn't record last week because my family was on vacation. The week before was hectic and getting ready for vacation. So it's been a few weeks since we recorded, and and then I got it. And I this week I'm like, I'm going to persevere. We're going to record this because we got home from vacation, and then Kelly and I immediately got sick with some sort of like cold virus or something like that. But all that matters now is the fact that we are here, and we are, we're here. That's all I got.
We've made it.
We've made it.
So how was the beach outside of getting sick? I mean, you get around all the dirty people. That's bound to happen.
I mean, it was hot. That's what I can say about yesterday. Yesterday was very hot, or not yesterday. Well, it's been hot here too, but it was very hot in Myrtle Beach, and we were, record heat waves, heat index, and stuff like that. So it was, it was wild.
Well, Madeline she had a trip of a lifetime. She decided she was going to go on. So we're like, okay, that sounds good. Where are you going? Well, we're going to Hawaii. It's like, okay, great. So they get on the plane, they head to Hawaii, and then we're watching the news. Like, there's a hurricane coming to Hawaii the day after they get there. So they get in there, and then it's going to come through the next day. Like, hey, you might want to postpone your trip. Like, no, we'll figure it out. Like, yeah, 20-foot waves. Yeah, sure, you can figure that out anytime, but why don't you figure it out from here in Virginia? They said no. They went. So luckily she didn't get washed out to sea. You would have heard about that. This would not be the first time I told you if she got washed out to sea, although my record states probably otherwise. Yeah, it's not like obtaining a lifelong family member. But so that was good. So she survived it. They're having a great time. They're doing things. And I realized that's probably a place that I would never go. It takes a long fucking time to get there.
It does. I mean, it's basically, I think for the most part, you're flying into L.A. or
there we got to
Seattle.
Yep.
Yeah, one of those West Coast airplane or airports, and then it's still from there. It's 5
or 6 hours after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of time to be in an airplane.
And they had a 6-hour layover too, at least. So they were sitting in that SeaTac for like practically a day, just wandering around.
My in-laws, I remember like years ago, they did a 7-day Hawaiian cruise, and then after the cruise, they stayed on one of the islands for another 7 days. So they did 2 weeks, but they ran into some sort of issue with their flights, and it took forever and then you like factor in just like the time change and stuff like that, and I mean it just it was. I don't remember all the details. I just remember it was really rough.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think they're coming back tomorrow or Saturday. They were moving it around for stuff, so I don't remember exactly which day they would come back. But yeah, I'll be curious to see how they do, because even Melissa was saying, "Oh, well, I'm sending a thing at midnight here, and it's 6 p.m. there," or kind of flipping around, and they're still up. I think the first day they were still up, and I was like, "Well, yeah, they're still on this time." And then I'm sure they slept. So I think everything is all jacked out of the usual from sleeping on the plane, sleeping in the airport, getting there, and then having it, I think, like I said, 5 or 6 hours different. So, oh, well, it's all good.
Yeah, I like to try to stay within, I don't try not to take a domestic trip that I have to cross an ocean, but also, I tend to like to, stay preferably in the same time zone. Yeah. Worst case, like a couple hours difference.
Yeah.
Like even, going to California, going out that way, you lose 3 hours, but
it's not too bad.
Actually, you gain 3 hours going that way.
Yeah.
You lose 3 hours coming this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at least it's it's a 4 from here anyways, like a 4-5 hour flight out, I think, and then this is just a 3 hour difference. But
not too bad. I think you can adjust to that a little bit easier. But anyhow, all right. Well, you ready to get into some beer?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then we got to talk about what we didn't talk about last time. I saw that in the notes with a lot of exclamation points. So I want to make sure that I don't bull right over it and jump into other things. So we'll do the beer and then talk about that.
Sounds good.
Hey, bartender, another beer!
Hanging out and having some beers with friends, which I gladly do and which I fully embrace. We drank beer, my friends and I, boys and girls. I liked beer. Still like beer.
I was surprised at how vocal he was about the fact that he likes beer.
Likes beer.
So this week we're going to some new friends of the show.
Oh.
We're going to Drafting Table Brewing Company. They are local to me. They're based out of Wixom, Michigan. So they're about maybe 50 minutes, an hour, if you don't hit rush hour traffic, like southwest of where I am. So real local. It's the first time I've ever had anything from this brewery, and some of the listeners might actually be a little bit shocked that this particular beer is an IPA.
Oh!
Huh.
I figured you've crossed over enough times and you've learned to appreciate dark beer. So this one kind of spoke to me. I've been doing like summery beers and citrusy beers, and I've had if you've listened to the show enough, I love creamsicle, I love orange and vanilla combined, and this is one of those. So I'm like, if there's an IPA that I would like, maybe this is the one. So I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch or whatever the fuck that saying is, but I'm going to try this. So what I have is it's the Orange Bruleus, which is a milkshake IPA with lactose, vanilla, tangerine, and blood orange.
Oh, skill.
It's 6% alcohol by volume. Comes in a, what the fuck is this? 1 pint? I don't know. It's like one of those taller cans. What's the taller can? A 1 pint? 16 ounces? 16 fluid ounces. That's a pint, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I guess
one must be 12.
16 ounces. Can's kind of funny or kind of cool. It's an orange with a straw sticking out of it. The pour is very thick.
Oh,
nice thick head. It looks like orange juice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what I think of it. Yeah, it says here this milkshake IPA is an orange creamsicle inspired ale. Brewed with lactose, malt, oats, and wheat, and fermented with blood orange, tangerine, and vanilla. Enjoy the classic hoppiness of an IPA with a soft, creamy, fruited finish. I may hate this. We'll find out. So I love a silky mouthfeel. I do, and I feel like this mouthfeel is silkier than probably most other IPAs. So on the nose, I get a little bit. Now, also, I can't smell shit right now, but I get maybe a little bit of orange, maybe a little bit of vanilla. Not super strong, but we'll see how it comes through on the lips. I just took a taste, but I was distracted by trying to smell it, so we'll try it again.
Trying to smell it through snot.
So it definitely has that. It has that kind of bitterness.
Yeah.
That you would get with an IPA. Mm-hmm. So it has that. I don't know what the IBUs are on this. Nor does it fucking matter, I guess.
Is it
put
good
it on here. I don't know.
Oh,
it says bitterness scale. It's 2 out of 5 hops is the bitterness. So not too bitter. Just a little bit bitter. A little bit bitter. What am I getting? I'm getting the orange. So I get that. I get that little bite of the orange, that citrus. I wish that I got a little bit more vanilla. I will say this, vanilla scoop for an IPA. For me, this is pretty good for an IPA. Okay. I will give it that. I do wish there was maybe a little bit more vanilla in there. I just kind of want that sweetness to maybe offset some of the bitterness.
Dumb it down a little bit.
Maybe. And again, it's just because that's not my forte. Is super bitter stuff. I don't have the palate for it like you or a lot of other people. Nonetheless, though, average rating is 3.94 on Untapped.
Solid. With
about 5,700 ratings. So it's a solid IPA. I'm going to go in on this. I'm going to go in at 3.75 on this. It's a pretty good. It's for an IPA. Listen, most of the IPAs, I taste some of it. I taste like one sip of it, and I
that's it.
Won't want to drink any more of it. But this, I will happily finish. I bought it in a 4-pack. I'll drink the other 3. In fact, we're going camping this weekend and then over Labor Day. So maybe I'll bring a couple of those with me. I have like all my other summery beers. That's how I've been like getting through all this beer that I have to buy for the podcast, even though I don't drink as much beer as I used to, as I bring it to campsites with me, and then it gives me something to drink.
Yeah.
And I'll bring a couple of these along. This is pretty good. 3.75. I'm going to lock it in. Again, this is the Orange Bruleus from Drafting Table Brewing Company, and I did it, Robert. I drank an IPA.
Well, I need to see that the glass is done. I think sipping a couple and giving it a rating is not really drinking an IPA. You need to finish it.
I'm gonna finish it. I will give you evidence of me finishing it throughout this episode. Okay. I bought it at Pickles.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I stopped at Piccolo's today. I had a whole list of places I had to stop on my way home from work today to get stuff done, and this was one of those. So it worked out.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I have. I feel like I had something similar to that recently, but ironically, this one, and I didn't know yours was an IPA. I just happened to see when I looked at the notes, putting mine in, that yours was orange. And I'm going to go to my friends at Aslan Brewing Company, and I feel like I've had Aslan Brewing before as well. And I've got, you see it there, it says Orange Starfish. So it also is an IPA that has orange in it. It's a hazy IPA from Aslan, and they have a decent selection. They have different IPAs that I've picked up from them, and I feel like maybe I'll look through the what are we drinking to see if I have had the two Bob's what. All right, so let me see. Aslan, Velociraptor IPA, Prolly Double IPA, Waiting Imperial Stout. Okay, so I did have a stout. Nuances of Meeting IPA, Baby Shark IPA, Laser Raptors Double IPA. So I've had, and then Bringing Extra Sexy back. I've had a lot more of these than I realized on the episodes. But anyhow, like I said, I've got the Orange Starfish, which I've had before. It tends to be one, if I see it on tap anywhere, I will grab it because I do enjoy it. This one here pours a lot like yours, but it's more the hazy kind, and it's a lighter orange, I think, than yours was. It's almost like a yellow, like it's got kind of a lemon look to it. Mm-hmm. So yours was definitely deeper, and I think a little different variety, whereas this one is kind of a hazy. So you can see through it. Does have a bit of that kind of cloudiness to it that the haze does, but Untapped doesn't tell us a whole lot. It just says Orange Starfish is a double dry hopped IPA with Citra and Galaxy. So there's the type of hops. 6.5% alcohol by volume, so not too crazy, but strong enough that I think you're going to enjoy it. And it doesn't say anything about IBUs on it. So I'm going to smell it first and see, which I don't think I've ever done. Maybe I usually do. When I get the glass at the restaurant, I'll sniff it. It does smell orange. And it smells IPA. It's got the IPA, typical IPA smell. But a nice orange in there. It doesn't smell like it's overly sweet. Let me taste it and tell you what I feel. Well, I already know that I like it. So I can't really say yes or no, one or the other. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't But you get the orange. You definitely get the IPA flavor, so the standard IPA, but you do get the orange in there. I like it. I like it from a fact that it's not too sweet. It's not really overly orangey, but you get kind of the orange feel to it just to supplement what would probably be a pretty basic IPA. The orange takes it up a notch. Looking at my rating from before, I rated this a 4.25. I would have no reason to change it. Kind of about where it resides for me. I'd pick it up again. I'd buy it if I see it. I certainly order it on tap whenever I see it. So I'll continue with that. It's not something that you're going to start pushing it up into the 4.5s, the 4.75 and above. It's strong. It's not that strong as far as the overall goes. And looking at today's hazy IPA day, evidently, according to my badge, the average rating on this is 4. I gave it 4.25. I have 4.25. It says friends 4.15. So we're all kind of in the same range. So very similar to what you had. I think you said yours was 3.9, something like that. So 2 solid beers this week, which I'm pretty happy about.
Nice.
Yeah. Now the only thing that's not happy, and I guess it is kind of happy, but I'm not really quite sure how it's going to work. I didn't realize it was this close. I think this is the first time that I'm recognizing that. But we're heading into September, which means that it's going to be free iPhone time. And there's some changes coming up.
Yeah.
I know, hopefully with the phone. I know there was some stuff leaked about upcoming devices that I'm pretty excited about, including iPhones. But there's some things that change that may or may not, they will affect, I just don't know how much, to how we get our free phones each year.
Well, the whole thing with that and that being said, like, I have not dug deeply into it, but what I do know is that the iPhone upgrade program is now being canceled.
Yeah,
and it's being replaced with Apple Upgrade. Now the difference is the iPhone Upgrade program. It was one of these things where you pay a monthly fee. And essentially, it's you're paying on a 24-month installment loan, but at the end of 12 months, you can turn it in. They'll forgive the remaining portion of the loan, and you can get a new phone. Like that's how the old program worked. The new program is a leasing program.
Yeah.
So you never actually own your device, but like every 12 months, you can still upgrade.
Yeah.
But I guess the payments are lower because you're not actually paying on the full price of the loan or of the phone.
Yep.
So what I've heard is the payments are going to be lower. So I look at it this way: like if you're a person who gets the Apple upgrade iPhone upgrade program, the old program, if you did it with the intention of I'm going to make these payments and then pay it off and own the phone, those are the people that get screwed by it because they are no longer able to go on that installment plan. They got to pay for it up front or go, get the Apple Card and do whatever installment plans that they have or whatever. This one, but if you're the person like us, which every year it's like whatever, we're freaking Apple sheep. We're just gonna go ahead and get the new iPhone. Then we never actually own our phone anyway, right? We never have a paid off phone because we take advantage of the upgrade every year. So I think for people like us, I feel like it'll be a good thing because we're never planning on actually owning our phones free and clear to begin with.
Yeah.
But we'd have less payments that we have to make. Instead of after 12 months be like, okay, now we've paid half the value of the phone. We pay just a small portion of it.
Yeah.
And I don't really give a shit whether I own it or not because I'm going to give it back to Apple and get whatever comes out next year. Yeah. So I feel like for people like us, it's actually a good change. And then apparently you can do it with other Apple devices too, which, I'll probably just stick to doing it with iPhones. But I mean, because that's the one thing that I know next year I'm probably going to want to upgrade it. Where my MacBook, I don't want to upgrade every year. Like my MacBook can last several years. I paid for it and then I own it. And then I don't have to pay on it again until I go to get something else, which is going to be years from now. So a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd be curious to see what the laptops are because you're right. You don't really, and even with a phone, you don't really need a new one every year. But I feel like if there's enough change. For me, it's just always better camera. That's fine. I'd be curious to see how a fold does, and I'm not even convinced that I would do the fold. I probably I say no now, but then I know how I roll. I would have severe FOMO, and I would feel like I needed to have the fold. So I would probably get it and then maybe just not ever unfold it, kind of thing. I would if I could, I'm
going to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unfold it too. But again, a little bit, I use mine for work. I use my phone for work all the time. So just the ability to open up Outlook or open up any other office applications that we use, Zoom phone, things that I use my phone for, like even if I'm, I'm on a Zoom call for work or something like that, and I'm not in front of my computer, I can open it up and get that larger display.
Yeah.
Just we use Edge, so like we have my firm controls all of our office apps on our phone. So like if we're using something for work, if I click on a link in Outlook, it's always going to open up in Microsoft Edge. So like having Edge on a larger screen, like there's things that I think I would definitely be able to take advantage of. So I'll probably get it just because I feel like I'll actually open it up and use it.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be times I feel like there'll be apps will more and more change over to that. So I could imagine some of the apps that are going to write themselves for that. So maybe it is. And it's just kind of one of those things where now it's like, and Dave will tell you, I think Dave had a phone or probably had it for a week and then got a different one. But I think you'll I mean, even for web browsing or.
I mean, he has a folding, Google Pixel Fold or whatever the fuck it's called. He has that. So I mean, he uses and sometimes he'll be like, "Hey, come check this out," and he'll show me something on his phone and he'll unfold it and show it to me, and it's kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about the folding phones up to this point is the fact that you get that little crease in the display, and I just my OCD brain. Mm-hmm. I don't actually have diagnosed OCD, but you know what I mean. Like that kind of anal part of my brain is, I'm like, I see that and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But apparently Apple has somehow figured out a way to make that go away. So we'll see what happens in a couple weeks or whenever the hell this announcement is. And then it's like, at that point it's just like, okay, no problem. Sign me up.
Yeah. I see, looking at just Googling, it says September 9th. It says that's a Wednesday though. And I feel like they've been Tuesday.
Usually Tuesday.
So we'll see. We'll see how close that is. So it's not that far off, which is interesting. So we'll find out soon, and then go from there. I'm really curious to see what costs are, how that program works out, and interestingly enough, we'll find out soon.
To me, cheaper is better. So like and again, I never plan on owning my phone outright. Yeah. So if they can give me a program where I just pay less on a monthly basis and still do the same thing every year and just get a new phone, I'm all for it. I'm all for giving Apple less money for the same thing.
Huh. That's true. Yeah, maybe that'll offset. 'Cause that's the other thing with the Fold. You figure, it's going to be more, so does my payment. I think it's like $65 now. How much does it go up because of the Fold? But maybe this is their way of offsetting that. The only trick being that I think that because the Apple Care comes out, you'd have to sign up for the Apple Care plan that they have now, which is monthly, or you can buy it outright, but you wouldn't buy it outright on this. But
I have like the Apple Care 1 or whatever the fuck it's called, where I pay them a monthly fee and it covers, I have my MacBook on it, I have my Apple Watch on it, I have my Mac Mini, my desktop computer on it. My iPad Pro on it. All my other fucking Apple devices are all on that. So I'm just like, I just add it to that. And I think it's, once you get up to a certain amount of devices, it's like an extra $5 a month or something to add another device on. So it's like, okay, I'll add another one on, and it'll probably still be cheaper every month than what I'm paying right now.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that because I don't have it on. Like, I think on Ben's phone, we got him for Christmas. I didn't get anything. He's generally good with that stuff. His sister, on the other hand, will usually drop it coming out of the box. So that's...
I mean, I've used Apple Care to replace iPhones twice. The one time I had to dive in a pond when Harrison was a toddler because he decided to run at some ducks and didn't realize that the ground stopped along the path that he was running on. And so I had to dive into a pond to get him, and that killed a phone. And then I had one that I dropped on the ground and smashed the display a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, there's the incident where I got a MacBook Pro and then, a week later, not even, I don't think, spilled a latte into it.
Yeah.
So that was helpful. So, I mean, I definitely have used it.
Yeah. I'll start looking at that now so I can prepare. But anyhow, you ready for some crazy news? I feel like there are things that are a lot crazier than running full steam into a pond with a phone. And
probably we should. I don't think our listeners. What listeners are left?
Right.
Right now, as we're recording this,
all the Android
users. My guess is they want us to move on.
That's true.
By the way, see, I'm still drinking it. It's coming down.
Okay.
IPA. I'm drinking an IPA. All right, and I don't hate it. It's good. Where are we going first? Let's see. We're going to Orlando. Oh, Click. Our friends are at clickorlando.com.
Yeah, many times.
Many times. They're one of our best friends of the show, actually, Click Orlando. And it just so happens to be that we go to Florida a lot, and they're one of the news outlets down there. But we're going to Leesburg, where a Florida man was accused of attacking a neighbor over dog feces.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trey DeCloit was arrested over the weekend. Lake County man is accused of getting into a fight with a neighbor over dog feces. Trey DeCloit was arrested this weekend in Leesburg County, Leesburg, by Lake County Sheriff's deputies. Deputies said DeCloit believed that his neighbor wasn't cleaning up after his dogs. I've complained about the dog shitting in my yard. I said something to his old lady about it. She said she would pick it up. 4 hours later, it was still there. I sat on the edge of the driveway right there. DeCloit told officers in body cam footage. The neighbor tells a different story. He says DeCloit opened the door to his home, shouted at him while holding feces in his hand, and then threw it, hitting him.
Uh-oh.
That led to a physical fight as the victim tried to get DeCloit off his property. According to the arrest affidavit, DeCloit struck the victim in the head. I'm assuming with his hands, not with dog feces. Although there was probably feces in his hands. So then DeCloit grabbed a scooter and lifted it over his head and threatened the victim. I'll fucking kill you with the scooter. Deputies said DeCloit claimed that he and the neighbor had an understanding that they could enter each other's homes without knocking, and that when he went to talk to his neighbor about the issue, it was the neighbor who shoved DeCloit first, leading to the physical fight. I mean, he scratched my neck all up when he grabbed me. There's two sides to the story, DeCloit said in the body cam, growing agitated with the responding officers. Deputies say they spoke to the victim about the defendant's claim that they had an agreement to allow them to walk into each other's homes. The victim produced a recording he sent to DeCloit in which the victim reportedly told DeCloit he was no longer welcome in his home. DeCloit faces charges of burglary with battery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and simple battery. It's the simplest of all the batteries.
Were they Duracell?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they were Energizer or Duracell. They could be Amazon Basics as well. Those batteries were pretty good.
Yeah. Good old basic. Good old basic. Yeah, just pick up after your dog. That's one of those things. If you know you have a dog, you know that you're going to have to clean up after it. Or like Finnegan, he cleans up after himself practically.
He does. He's the goodest boy.
He walks around with his own little thing of blue bags on his collar. He gets rolled up in there, and you think it's maybe like a shot of whiskey or something, but it's just poop bags.
He's the only dog that has opposable thumbs.
He'll figure it out. Oh, man. Well, our next one's going to take us, Fox 2 Detroit.
Oh, boy. And I think I sent you this one, so I can't really I can't really give you a hard time for
including
getting so close to home because
Yeah.
I think I sent it to you.
Yep, you did. Where it tells St. Clair Shores couple charged after explosive was thrown into a neighbor's yard, probably for not picking up poop.
Probably.
Macomb County, Rob. I don't know if you're familiar with that area, but St. Clair Shores
Never heard of it.
couple is in trouble with the law after allegedly throwing an explosive device into a neighbor's yard. This guy looks like he probably had it in his mouth for a little bit. 45-year-old Jason Showers, 38-year-old Megan Showers. Neither one of them looks like they've taken a shower. Could face significant prison time if convicted.
Some hella mug shots.
Yeah, Macomb County. I like how they put them together like they're standing side by side, but they're not. Macomb County Prosecutor's Office said that on Monday, Jason was holding an explosive device. Investigators say Megan lit it, and Jason then threw it into the neighbor's yard. The neighbor, a 72-year-old man, repeatedly saw the words "bye-bye" written on the red cylindrical explosive. He didn't write TNT on the side.
His yard.
He didn't write TNT on it like they did in the cartoons. Law enforcement later entered the Showers' home with a search warrant, probably signed by Judge Eric Shepard. According to the prosecutor's office.
Not in his jurisdiction. Although he used to be the city attorney for St. Clair Shores.
See?
So at some point, he would have dealt with this probably.
They have his old stamp there that they used to use for like his, what do they call that? The, who are the people that have the stamps? Oh, the
notary public?
Notary, yeah. They probably still have that.
I used to be a notary public.
Did you?
Yeah, I hated it.
You got to get into all of people's shit. I've done that too, where you had somebody at work, and then people would bring in all this kind of stuff, and I'd walk by like, "Hey, you maybe a witness?" Yeah, sure. So to sign, my name's on a whole bunch of a lot of different types of
paperwork. You have no
paperwork.
idea what the documents say.
Yeah. No, I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you. Say, hey, this is what it is. Okay, this is what you're.
You'll
signing.
know when you're subpoenaed.
Yeah. So anyhow, he saw it. Didn't say TNT. It said bye-bye. They entered the home with a search warrant. Investigators found firearms, ammunition, and other materials used to make the explosives. Jason and Megan, they could have just thrown dog crap into his yard like the last couple. Were both arraigned on multiple charges. The kind of people they are, and they've been in trouble with the law before, plenty of times. Very obvious. Didn't expect the explosives, though. But the rest of it, not surprising. They were causing trouble. I don't know. I was just sitting in there playing some games, said Jameson. Next thing I knew, I saw a bunch of bright lights. I looked outside, and there were police everywhere. Fox 2 reached out to other residents living in the home. They declined our request for an interview, probably because they didn't want to be getting any explosives thrown at them for speaking up.
I mean, smart.
Yeah. What if these guys have Facebook?
That's wild.
Yeah, and it
This
didn't
goes
really
to show,
say
like,
what
St.
they
Clair
did
Shores
it for.
St. Clair Shores is actually a really nice city too, by the water.
Yeah.
Last time you came and visited, I had thought about going to St. Clair Shores, but then it rained.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, hey, we should go by the water and
Yeah.
get wet. So
Yeah.
we're good. We're good. So
It didn't say what was the reason for it. Like, why did they end up throwing it over there? You could have just gone over there and done this.
Hey guys! Yes, hey guys! Hey!
they've been quiet this summer. I think the son's a little bit older now.
Yeah.
And so I think probably they're doing it on the weekends, and we're hardly around on the weekends anymore. So
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe,
But he's been
maybe it's
very
real
quiet
loud.
this year.
They see your trailer pull out of the driveway. They start pumping up the jams.
They can make all the noise they want when I'm not here. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You can use my patio if you want. It's clean up. All right, so we're going to friends next at delish.com where and I saw this and I immediately thought of you because I know about your love for Oreos.
Yes.
And this is talking about the Oreos new KFC flavor.
Yeah.
It has fans saying it's gone too far. So I'll read through this, and then we can discuss what your thoughts are with this new Oreo flavor. We've
like
seen
Thanksgiving.
enough limited edition Oreo cookies over the years to know that the brand is very willing to send its classic chocolate cookie into unexpected territory, you and I have found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
But with its latest releases, our list of the most outrageous Oreo flavors ever made, suddenly feels a little tame. Food blogger Snackalator shared on Instagram that Oreo has released 2 new flavors in China.
Snack.
KFC spicy chicken Oreos and caramel popcorn Oreos. I could maybe see the caramel. I've decided that after our little experience with the Thanksgiving flavors that probably savory Oreos just shouldn't be a thing. Maybe caramel popcorn might be okay, though. But nonetheless, though, according to the post-KFC collab, features Oreo cookies with a layer of KFC chicken-flavored cream. Oh, boy.
I don't know about
the
that.
TTB320 KFC-flavored cream. KFC chicken-flavored cream, maybe. Okay. Cookies have also special embossing with KFC branding in place of the usual Oreo logo. The design shows what looks like a chicken drumstick in the center of the cookie, while the caramel popcorn Oreo features a little popcorn bucket design. I can understand caramel popcorn Oreos. That sounds like something you might bring to a movie night. Sweet, salty, maybe a little buttery. Ooh. KFC spicy chicken Oreos, however, are where I draw the line. And I is the person who apparently wrote this and has decided to switch to first person 3/4 of the way through the story. Right. Some foods are at their best when they stay in their own lanes. Fried chicken is doing great as fried chicken. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Oreos are doing great as Oreos. Not every collab needs to become a sandwich cookie. So I will say this.
Yeah.
No. I would, again, if it comes to the U.S., I would try the caramel popcorn. That could potentially be palatable.
Yeah.
But fried chicken, man, KFC fried chicken. I like KFC fried chicken, but not so much in an Oreo. No. What do you think?
No, the caramel popcorn, yes. Fried chicken, no. We did have the stuffing one. That one was really bad, so I couldn't do that either. Yeah. I feel like mashed potatoes and gravy would be bad. Yeah. What else you get KFC? The potatoes would not, if there was like French fry ones, those wouldn't be good.
No.
Because you expect that it's going to taste like the texture of what French fries would be, and then you taste it and it's Oreo. That's weird. But they have different flavored Oreos that are sweet, so I figured the caramel popcorn would probably be fine. Although the popcorn flavor of it might be a little bit tricky. Might be weird.
Well, there's the fact that it's an Oreo and it might taste bad, just not considering anything else. But to your point, it's also, I think it's really confusing to the palate too. Like I'm tasting this, I'm expecting an Oreo, I'm getting savory flavors out of it. That's fried chicken. So I taste fried chicken, but it doesn't feel like fried chicken in my mouth. I'm going to pass on the fried chicken for sure. Maybe try the caramel popcorn if it's ever available here. Yeah,
they had another one of those tins recently. I don't remember what the flavors were, but I should have ordered it for you. They didn't. None of them look good. I think there was one. They're like the same kind of thing. There was like 5 in there, and one of them, like, I would eat that. Yeah. And then the rest of them, you would take the taste, and those others were so bad that it was like it's not. The novelty the one time was fine, and then I think knowing that they're out there, I know better now than to even give it any attention because it was scary. Now this one's going to take us to my backyard, which is Washington, D.C., and I saw this scrolling on the interweb recently, and I thought, well, this looks good. And it's taken to our friends at Como News, Komo News, and we don't have a Como here, so I don't know even where the hell Como News is. Let me go back to page 1, and it just
Seattle, Washington weather is what
that's
comes
weird.
up.
But it's Northwest DC, so it's near here, where electronic sex pump Rob caused the bomb squad to show up at the Northwest DC firehouse. So that's probably enough to get the juices flowing in your brain. But The article tells us what was the suspicious device identified as the DC and all that. It's like a bunch of weird links, almost like they're using AI at the top. Ask Como News anything. Weird. So that's bothering me. Washington, D.C. 7 News. Metropolitan Police Department investigated a suspicious device left at the Engine 20 firehouse in Northwest D.C. on Wednesday morning. That device, however, was later determined to be an electronic sex portable pump device, Rob, according to a police incident report.
What are they pumping?
Well, maybe it'll tell us. Officers went to the firehouse in the 4300 block of Wisconsin Avenue, Northwest, around 7 a.m. after a D.C. firefighter was approached by a person at the rear of the building who left a blue and black electronic device with its wires exposed. I don't want to know what happens with those wires, but a bomb squad and K-9 units were responded, but nothing hazardous was found and the scene was cleared. Several streets were closed as part of the investigation. No injuries reported, and while police records say a person who delivered the sex toy was unidentified, or he was identified, police have not shared details of an arrest. So I guess he delivered it there. They thought it was suspicious and then called the police to the firehouse. But it was a pump toy, Rob. I guess you put it on your junk and turn it on and hope the wires don't get you. Or maybe the wires were to jump start it. He didn't have batteries.
Yeah, but what is it? Let's see here.
It's a pump toy, Rob. You're gonna have to just use your imagination there.
What is?
It's probably a hands-free device, is what I'm thinking.
Probably.
So
what is a portable sex pump device?
Alexa, what kind of sex toy was found by the Metropolitan Police Department at a fire station in Washington, D.C.?
The item was identified as an electronic sex portable pump device, a blue and black gadget about the size of a large water bottle.
What does it do?
It creates a vacuum around the penis, pulling blood in to produce a temporary erection. A constriction ring can hold it firm for up to half an hour.
Oh. Do you sell those?
In order to shop for something like that, please try again using the Amazon shopping app from your phone or a web browser.
Can you ship one to metropolitan Detroit area if I were to order it?
No, she can't. So you stick it on your penis. It's a penis vacuum.
Yeah. So like I said, it's hands-free.
I don't think I want one of those, Robert.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust anything of such.
I mean, I don't have nature. Really struggle in that department anyway, so I feel like I should be okay.
Be fine.
Oh man, that's wild. That's a hell of a thing to get the cops called for.
Yeah, and then hang out.
Yeah, that's why I keep mine hidden at home.
Yeah.
For our last story, we're going to our friends over at The Onion. Why is there a naked man? Where a newly free man struggles to readjust to life outside having penis stuck in hot tub jet.
Right.
Still haunted by time inside maximum flow nozzle. Bloomfield, California, saying he would need to lean on family and friends for support as he began his journey to re-enter society. Local man Gregory Webb confirmed Thursday that he was struggling to acclimate to life outside having his penis stuck in a hot tub jet. Shortly after, I wonder if he has one of those pumps. Shortly after his release, Webb reportedly found himself unable to reconcile the significant differences between everyday life on the outside and the regimented lifestyle he had become accustomed to in his 15 hours inside the suction fitting of a Master Spa LSX 900. When you're in there, it's hard to imagine a life beyond those four marbled acrylic walls, said Webb, warmly embracing his sister near the exit of the medical facility where he had been treated for several penile severe penile bruising, being confined to a small space like that really changes your view of the world. I had forgotten what it feels like not to be half wet all the time, dreading every jet cycle, my erectile tissue becoming more engorged inside the small hole, and throbbing in pain against the pressurized valve. I spent all that time wondering if I'd ever see my penis again, and not knowing whether I'd still be able to recognize it if I did. I had mentally prepared to die in that hot tub a long time ago, Webb continued. So to be out and about in public again and feel the warm sun shining on my dick and balls, it's surreal. According to researchers, 68% of formerly jacuzzi-bound individuals report feeling severely overwhelmed by their newfound autonomy once they are freed from the 7,000-pound appliance anchored to their genitalia. Why is this happening? Among men who have required, this is a long one too. Usually Onion articles are very short.
Yeah.
This one goes on though, so that's good. According to research, 68%, I already said that, among men who have required the assistance of the fire department to lubricate and tug their penises free of a whirlpool nozzle. Many have said that they took comfort knowing they weren't alone. When you're confined to a 7 by 9 foot fiberglass basin, completely isolated from the rest of the world, that becomes your new normal, said Harriet Parson, a worker at a halfway house that specializes in teaching recently unstuck men how to reintegrate into society and not stick their penises anywhere else. You know what to expect because every day is the same. The intake mechanism kicks in every 30 minutes. How long are they in there? Water is heated and expelled through the jets. The pump pulls your battered shaft further into the tube.
Now, there's the show title.
You scream in agony. Repeat. That's all you know.
TGV. That beats chicken flavored cream any day.
TTB320 battered shaft. If your entire reality is kneeling with your swim trunks around your ankles because your penis has become too swollen to dislodge from the Master Force biomagnetic hydrotherapy system, it's easy to forget your humanity.
Things you'll do for extra pudding.
Seriously, but maybe a little pudding down there would help get it out. Who stressed the importance of judgment-free rehabilitation and emotional support in cases like Webb's. The constant hypervigilance, the weight of trauma, and the deep mistrust of all things that water comes out of, that doesn't just go away on its own. Researchers confirm that 1 in 5 adults who have at one time had their penises sucked into a pipe flange will go on to face regular discrimination throughout their lifetime due to a growing stigma against people with record of seeking sexual gratification from a suction hose. Many are denied employment, housing, or credit lines when news coverage of the incident turns up in a routine background check. To some people, you will always... We're getting there, guys. To some people, you always be the person who put your penis in the hotel pool filtration system and got it stuck there for several hours, said Jeffrey Adams, another former offender, who now works with fellow ex-suction men to help them get back on their feet after a stint in the hydrotherapy vessel. The minute you mention getting your penis stuck in a hot tub jet in a job interview, it's over. Bring it up on a date, and you'll likely never hear from that person again. It's sad, but true. Even people you thought were your lifetime friends will shun you after you spent time with your penis stuck in their hot tub. That's why I have a strict rule. I only put my penis in my own hot tub. That's why after these guys get their penises unstuck, they're often right back inside the jet within a matter of weeks. Continued Adams, who did his time in a Sundance Optima 880 back in the 90s. We must step in and break the cycle. The only reason my penis isn't vacuum sealed inside the wall of a whirlpool spa today is because someone helped me when I got out. And as for Webb, he said he is excited to start a new chapter educating at-risk youth about the consequences of sexually experimenting with mechanical water fixtures, something he decided to do after finding God while inside the hot tub. It's funny, even though I've been out for a little while now, I find myself using a lot of the lingo. Huh? Like, I have my... a lot of the lingo. I have my penis stuck in a hot tub. It won't come out. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Please help me. Webb said, it may sound crazy, but it isn't all bad in there. In fact, it felt pretty fucking amazing at first.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, I can't shake the feeling that I'm still in the tub, fearing my penis will rip off and if I pull it on it too hard. The road ahead isn't going to be easy. That's for sure, Webb added. All you can do is take it one day at a time. What the fuck was that?
Well, that was a lot.
It was a really long story about a guy who stuck his dick in a hot tub jet.
I'm glad we had that conversation. I did see
good.
some others that were very short, and I looked at that one. I go, oh, this got a little bit more to it, but I didn't scroll near long enough.
Very nice. Oh, man. All right. Well, that was great.
That's 320.
That is 320. That's for sure.
Battered shaft, and
and for all 320 TTB320 battered shaft. And hopefully next week we can record another episode.
Yeah, that'd be good. I feel like we
I don't
owe it
see
to
why
people.
not.
If they've stayed with us through the missing time when we weren't here, and then now through this episode, they certainly deserve to have another one to listen to next week. So
I agree.
We'll look for you then.
I agree. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them listen to our show. I always feel like I want to be slapped in the face with flavor. Yeah. And by the way, there's hardly any of this left. Just evidence.
I was going to say that you were going kind of slow, but mine's about the same with a bit there.
There you go, Robert. Empty glass.
Okay.
I did it. Empty glass. Nothing in the can. Nailed it.
Good shit. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
This preceding show is brought to you with joy by the two Bobs. Oh, words of their own. Not of anybody else in the world, because nobody else would fucking own up to this shit. And you can subscribe to our podcast or just go to the fucking twobobs.com, stop being a little bitch, and just own up and do it.